Rob Dillingham went crazy in the Kentucky scrimmage today or yesterday or whenever. And yes, we're doing a video on a scrimmage because I'm excited for the draft season. And I don't know. It's a scrimmage. It's still basketball. It's still Kentucky. And Dillingham went off. He had 47 assists, 4 steals, drew a bunch of free throws, made a bunch of threes, and his burst was all the way on display. He is ridiculously quick, which is probably a little bit underrated by people who maybe don't know the ins and outs of his game as much. He is so explosive with his first and second and third steps, really hard to stop going downhill, and especially attacking off of these second side actions. This is going to be a really interesting test for him at Kentucky because one of my big questions, again, just like how can Rob be like a real basketball player as a part of a team instead of just like an N1 mixtape hooper? And not to sound like reductive, but like, can Rob like play within structure? Can he play as like a cog in a system? What is the off ball feel going to look like? Are all relevant questions, and it looked good in this game certainly, where it takes a dribble handoff, decisive, unreal touch on that like high lefty scoop. The touch is crazy, and the passing is pretty awesome too. He's not a perfect passer by any means, and though he shares stylistic similarity to LaMelo in a lot of ways, he's not nearly that level of passer. But again, we see the burst blowing by DJ Wagner here, who also was freaking awesome in this scrimmage. Quick little blow by to the rim, jump, wraparound pass. One of like the guys who just does jump passes, probably a little too much. Beautiful live dribble lay down right there. He's so quick pulling that trigger off of a live dribble. I mean, I think partly because he is like an uber elite handler and maybe has the best touch overall, like coordination with his hands in the class. He's going to be really great attacking closeouts. He had a very, very similar play to this in the video that we've already seen. But again, decisive attacking off of the close. A little hesitation here to freeze this defender, and he goes up and reverses it easily. The touch, the strength in terms of finishing is going to be something I'm very curious about, because he has really impressive explosiveness, like in terms of burst. He's really, really balanced and flexible and fluid, and he's got great touch, and he can hang in the air, extend, and finish like this with touch. But the strength and the frame, to me, are real concerns, and it's like he's going to be good, I think, in the floater range, but like how much can he survive living on shots like that is going to be a question that he has to answer, or just getting more. And again, I think the strength coupled with his sometimes very cavalier decision making, where you can see like he doesn't get around DJ with burst. He's trying to put his shoulder into him, and DJ just stonewalls him. Absolutely can't move at all. And then he takes an probably ill-advised mid-range jumper. He can definitely take some wild shots, but he is extremely confident, and he will try stuff all the time. And he has no fear when it comes to taking all sorts of shots, and I really like that in a young shooter. As people who follow the channel will know, he's so willing and able to take and hit shots off of movement. The lower body and the footwork is interesting and inconsistent, but again, I think that's something we've seen players like LaMelo improve, where it's like flailing all over. He's landing on one foot, like not good for his future staying healthy and such. Again, we see the very exaggerated flare out, but again, it's one of these things. I keep saying, but again, it's the touch is so elite. The shots go in, and this is stuff that can improve. There are reps like this where it looks really good. The catch is really nice, like the quick 1-2, a measured normal amount of like leg swing forward into the three. Like the shooting is going to be good. I think I definitely believe in Rob as a shooter. The volume, the great touch, all the different kinds of shots he can take. And while the decision making can be wonky, one of the other questions related to just like the general feel is like, how can he play as like legit point guard, making simple decisions, not rushing, not forcing? And I think there was a good amount of that in this game as well. Reject the screen, try to get downhill, realizes he has no options, so he picks the ball up, pivots, resets. Simple stuff, but like when you have guys like Rob with all of these twice, or maybe I just rewinded it, I don't know. But yeah, Rob on the other end of that spectrum is a very ambitious passer, which I also like. This is a crazy delivery to try, and I don't know if he thinks he can get it in front of this help defender. I mean, this was a foul, but crazy creative delivery, wrap around, the passing creativity, the vision, going for high value layup passes, and ends up getting free throws there. All really impressive. And defense is definitely going to be a question, as it is with many like high volume creators, especially guards coming out of high school. But he played with a lot of effort. There were some, preseason over scrimmage, but Rob looked really, really great in this one. And I'm definitely still unsure on him because there might just be too much stuff with his strength and some of the decision making to like let him be a real one like PG on ball guy. But he's so ridiculously talented, and that's just blindingly obvious to anyone who watches him. It's not just the and one mixtape stuff. Like, he is legitimately fantastic as a creator, driver, shot maker with touch, and those are the kind of things that star guards have. So keep your eye on Rob Dillingham. I certainly will be.